Hey guys, my name is Monica and I'm here at New Image Labs here in West Palm Beach, Florida. Today I will be showing you the new division that is called Aramhuvisamericas. We manufacture a skin, hair scalp, and hair cuticle device camera. Now you will be seeing it today and you will be showing the hair and the hair scalp analysis on our model Catherine.
Hi.
So you'll be able to see her hair scalp and her hair cuticles. She has a tablet in front of her, because everything that I am doing, she will be able to see it on her tablet. She also has a variety of lenses on the side. Each lens has a different magnification, so therefore as we go through the analysis, you're going to be able to see the different types of magnifications and lighting that it's used on the device, okay? So I want to go ahead and let you guys see how the software looks. So like I said, this is an APM300. Now we're going to go ahead and do a simple diagnosis. You have full and simple. Simple, it's a little bit easier. It requires a little bit less information. And all you ask is, for example, her gender and her age group. Your age group, Catherine?
30 to 39.
30 to 39. And the reason why you ask that is because the results are going to be based on her age group and her gender. So it's very important that you ask this prior to doing the analysis. Now when you do that, you can go ahead and select Start Diagnosis. And you're going to get this menu up here. This menu is all the analysis that this device performs. If you are in a rush or if you do not need to do one of these analyses, you could always uncheck them and not do them. It's completely up to you, so you could go ahead and select OK. So the first analysis that you do is called hair loss status. This tells you right here on the top what the analysis is, and it tells you what lens to use. So here it tells you an X1 lens, that is the one that's built in. So all you do is take a profile picture of her from the top of the head. So please look down for me, Catherine. Okay. It's just a simple picture to see if she is suffering from any severe hair loss. And then you can go ahead and select Compare. Now here in the samples, you select them and it gives you different types of hair loss patterns. At the very end, you have your woman. As you can see, she is not suffering from any type of hair loss pattern. So we could go ahead and select Save, and it gives you these stars ratings. These stars are based on her age group and gender. 5 means good, 4 means normal, 3 means help needed, and 1 and 2 means intensive care. So that means that you're going to be able to help out the client and tell them if they're doing good or better than they should for that age group. And you will also have the possibility to add any of your products or your procedures to the software to be able to recommend for them. So now we're going to go get started into the actual hair scalp analysis. Go ahead. This one is the scalp status, and that is the lens that we're using, APM300. As you can see, it has the name on the very top, so it's very easy to use. You turn on the camera, and then you just focus on the area that she needs help with, which she told me, sorry, Catherine. She told me it's right here in the front, right? Mm-hmm. So here we go. So everything that I do, she's able to see it on the tablet. Mm-hmm. Now we could go ahead and select Scan. She's like, she's not very happy about it. Now this analysis here is a hair density analysis. This is to measure the hair density per square centimeter. And what I do here is I try to focus on how many hairs are physically growing in this section. So I'm manually counting them, as many as I can, to make sure that we have a good hair density count. So here we go. And you continue doing this until you get all the hairs counted in the very front. So for example, here it says 85 out of 17. She has an average of 85 hairs per square centimeter in the front. So when you select Save, right? I messed up on that. So let's go ahead and recount them. So I'm counting them here one by one to get the hair density. As you can see, the numbers keep growing. And when you select Save, you get this bar graph right here in the middle. That's your result on her hair density per square centimeter. Then you could go ahead and select Compare. Now, I had asked her what type of hair the scalp she thought she had. She told me she was oily. So what I do is I go into oily and I scroll through each of the samples that are oily to see if it matches. But it really looks like she's a little bit sensitive. And if you're not sure where your client is suffering from, you could always keep going through these analyses and find a perfect picture that matches your client. So you can see here Seborrhea is an axis of sebum, and it seems like this is probably one of the best matches that I found for her. And you would go ahead and select save, and it will be a 2 out of 5, so she needs intensive care on that area. The next one is keratin of the scalp. This analysis is to see if she has any leftover residue. That means also a leftover shampoo, conditioner, hairspray, anything that she might have left over on the scalp is going to get picked up on this analysis. So I'm just going to go ahead and spread this support real quick. There we go. And then I go ahead and select scan. Now I did a different section right here in the very front. And as you can see, she has a 1 out of 5. It is very common for clients to get a 1 out of 5 because, girls usually don't wash their hair as often or so on. So now you know that, for example, that you could recommend to her something that's going to be able to help her clean her scalp out. And then here in the sample, you have different samples of what a good scalp is supposed to look like. So for example, she's not as intense as a number 4, for example, so I would select the number 3, and you will get your stars based upon that. The next one is exposure scalp vessel. This analysis is a sensitivity analysis. This is just to see how sensitive she is. So I would go ahead here and take a picture. I would scan it, it would read, and then it will give you your results. So here, she has a 5 out of 5, which is great. So that means she's not sensitive, so she can do some, you can recommend to her some other products that are that are not for sensitive scalp like other people. So the next one that you have here is hair thickness. As you can see here, now I'm changing lens to an APM300. I would turn it off, I would remove it from here, and I will pick out an APM203 lens. And I would do the same thing, and I would put it on, take off the lens cap, and then once it's in, I would turn on the camera again, and the light would turn on. So I will grab a piece of her hair, I'll put it against my finger, and I'm going to try to get her a hair density. Her hair density measures. Let's see if we could get her a good picture. There we go. And I would go ahead and select scan, and then we could go ahead and select manual, and I'm going to go ahead and try to focus on this strand. And with my finger, all I'm doing is I'm dragging it from one side to another. And then I will get the measurements, and when I click save, I will get my results. She's a 5 out of 5. That means she has good hair thickness for her age group and for her gender. The next analysis is hair pore status. And I'm going also with the same lens, I'm going to focus on her hair pore to see if it's clogged, if it's oily, or anything like that. Let me go ahead and get her a good picture. And you want to focus on, like, for example, this one where you could actually see what's around the pore. So as you can see here, and then you would go ahead and select compare. The beginning stages are good pores, the next ones are oily, which you can see it's a really good match for oily. Next one is sensitivity, dryness, and you have seborrhea, inflammation, hair loss, and these are, you have over 25 different samples, to be honest with you, that you could choose from if you're not sure what the client is suffering from. And you go ahead and select save, okay? And then after this, the last analysis is your cuticle. We're going to go ahead and use the last lens, which is an APM204. Same thing. You're going to go ahead and switch them out. And we're just going to go ahead and see how her cuticle is doing before we finalize this test. I switch it, I turn on the camera, and I'm going to go ahead and grab a little piece of her hair. That's how her cuticle looks. So as you can see, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what a good cuticle looks like and what a damaged cuticle looks like. I would grab it, and I would go ahead and select compare. So that would be a good cuticle, and this will be a slightly damaged. We do have damaged, and we have extreme. As you can see, her cuticle actually seems pretty good. If you compare it to that, besides the hair color, the pattern seems very similar. So you just go ahead and select save. You would get your stars. At the end will be her consultation. So this is how she would come into your clinic, and this will be your results. And this will be what you'll be able to go ahead and promote any of your products or your procedures. So if you want more information, you can visit our website. Our website is www.aramhuvisamericas.com. That's A-R-A-M, Huvis, H-U-V-I-S, Americas.com. And also, Catherine, I think you know where they could get more information coming up soon.
Yes, they're going to be at the Modern Salon Hair Plus Summit in Atlanta, Georgia, September 24th through 26th. And you can go to hairplussummit.com to learn more.